I've got a 2006 Ford F-150 behind me, and these headlights are tricky to get a good performing LED headlight bulb in them that provides a good beam pattern and a lot of brightness. We've done a lot of testing here. We found the best one, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install it, and more importantly what it looks like against the wall and what you're actually going to get when you get these things installed. So let's get started. The first step to swapping these headlight bulbs out is just popping the hood of your truck. The cool part about these Ford trucks is they're not the new ones. And what I mean by that is the new ones are so much harder to take apart. This, all you're going to need is a 10mm socket. You can use hand tools. I've got an impact just to speed things up. And a Phillips screwdriver. And the first thing we're going to do is just release this little plastic clip up here. Turn it counterclockwise with your Phillips screwdriver. And it's kind of funny, you need to be very delicate doing this on these because they are plastic. And they're easy to strip out, but they're also easy to just spin in there without the screw coming up. As you can see, the screw came up just fine, and I'm able to just pop this thing loose here. Now, 10mm down here. There's one right here. And finally, there's one up here. Set these somewhere where you won't lose them. Now we're already almost done. Take your hand, pull up on this little tab here, and pull the whole headlight toward you. Just toward your body here, straight on with the truck. There's just some clips right here, and depending on, if the truck's been worked on before, you might have to really pull on it. Some of them just pop right out. With the headlight loosely removed here, reach back to the headlight bulb, twist it counterclockwise and pull it out like so. There's a little tab here, we're just going to push in on that. And if you kind of wiggle the bulb, it should pop right out, just like that. Now, before I just install the Supernova bulb, I kind of want to give you guys a comparison here, just side by side, so you can see exactly what you're getting. Now, one major reason people go with these LED bulbs versus anything else on the market today, simply put, this truck takes dual beam headlights. What that means is when you hit high beam, it comes from the same bulb. It just activates a different filament here. There's only one headlight, there's not a low and high beam separately. And if you try to use like an HID kit, for example, you got to run a relay harness, you've got extra wiring, you need to connect to your battery. And with these Supernova V3 bulbs, you just plug them in right to that factory connector and you're good to go. Now what you're going to find on some of the cheaper bulbs in the market today is this connector here, when plugged in, will slide back apart. For whatever reason, companies haven't figured out how to reproduce this H13 connector yet, unless you got this bulb here. This one plugs in just fine. It's exactly the same as the factory connection. You'll never have to worry about it coming apart. In fact, it's almost harder to take apart than the factory bulb. So, that being said, take the Supernova V3 bulb, rotate it in place clockwise, locks right in. Take your connector. You can probably hear it on camera. It locks in real well. You're not going to have any trouble with that coming loose. Now just take the entire headlight, put it right back in. One thing I noticed when I was putting this headlight housing back in the truck is the LED bulb is almost touching this core support here. And that's important to note. If you chose the wrong bulbs for this truck, if you just picked any old bulb on eBay or Amazon, it might not even fit back there. These ones have a flexible heat sink. It allows it to sandwich in and fits just fine, and the bolt holes all line up properly. So at the end of the day, you could have the brightest bulb in the world. It doesn't matter if it doesn't fit your truck, and these do. So we finally got our low beams pointed at the wall here, and we're measuring lux. Lux is our usable light output. This is the best indicator of how bright your headlights are shooting down the road. And we've got 590 lux at about 20 feet. 590 is actually not a bad number. It's a little bit higher than normal, which is pretty good. So these headlights aren't super terrible from the factory, but let's see if we can improve them. Now, these are the Supernova V3 bulbs in the low beam, and as you can see now, we've made those stock bulbs look pretty dim, haven't we? The Supernova Lux came out at 1,290, which compared to the low beam stock of 590 is quite an upgrade. We've got a beautiful white, crisp beam pattern. We've maintained the beam pattern. Even more important, a lot of cheap bulbs you find on Amazon or eBay today will give you a very scattered beam pattern, and you'll see people post about that on the internet. So if you're trying to find bulbs that are good for your truck, these are a great looking option. Here's our stock high beam, and as you can see, the light's pretty diffused and kind of all over the place, even stock. This is something that you see pretty commonly on these trucks. Let's see what the Supernova looks like in it and see if we can get it a little bit brighter and a little bit more focused. Now, as you can see, we've got these nice bright hot spots in the center of the beam still, which is really, really important when it comes to the light output on the road. And we've still got diffused light, so it should act as a great high beam option for the truck. We've picked up 1500 lux on the high beam. So compared to the high of 730 before, 1500, over double. It's a beautiful pattern. There's no reason not to do these bulbs in your truck. As you can tell, the Supernova V3 is a tremendous improvement over the stock headlight bulbs that these trucks come with. That's why you're watching this video. You're looking for something better. We've got it for you. Now, if you want something better for the reverse lights in this truck or even the interior lights, we've got you covered. Visit our website at www.headlightrevolution.com. We'd be happy to help you out. Also, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got all kinds of videos coming out for this truck and many others like it. We've got something for everybody. Thank you for watching.